Hello everyone, we are gonna carry on with the book Secrets of the Baby Whisperer, and we're moving on to the next point, which is saying whispering isn't just talking. So and here she is saying, basically the author is saying that you need to remember that your infant, your baby, is always listening and in some kind of way or on some level understanding you. And that's what we need to understand as well. And as well as she's saying, like a lot of books and a lot of people are saying now, like talk to your babies like all the time. And she is saying that's not really enough just to talk to your baby. You need to talk with the baby. And as I understand here, she's actually, the meaning of it is like to have a dialogue. So basically, not just to talk what you are doing or what you are thinking about it, but actually to talk with them and to try to understand what they're trying to tell you back, because they do have their own ways like of the communication with you, and it will be like cooing, crying, some sort of gestures and everything, like at some point probably like even like face expressions or like any basically signs before they can talk. And that is their way to talk with you, to basically to make you understand what they're trying to tell you. And when you talk with the baby, that is one of the ways of respect. So that's how you respect them as well. And it says as well, to be truly respectful, we must accept our babies as they are, rather than compare them to a norm. I agree with that as well, because every baby is different, same as we are all different. So probably there are some norms from the medical point of view, but here it's not about the medical point of view, as I would say. I would say it's more about understanding. It's more about not to know like how to deal when your baby is crying because, for example, baby is teething. So this process can be explained from the medical point of view, but it's not about that. It's to understand at the first place. So yeah. Every baby reacts different on some sort of things, and we just need to communicate with them, to have this dialogue with them, to talk with them, not to them, but with them, and to observe them and to understand how they react on things. And that's the way how they communicate actually with us. There is one sentence which I really, really like, and that's why I'm going to mention it. And it says, like, parenting is a lifelong process and you should never ever forget about it. It's a lifelong process, and as a parent you are a role model, and it's absolutely true. I 100% agree with that. I'm always telling that to my husband, that like we will be role models. They will be copying us, like the babies. Well, the baby doesn't really matter. Why she is saying this like sentence? Yes, because she's saying by listening and giving your baby respect, baby will in turn grow up to be a person who listens and gives respect to others. That's why the way you are, your baby is gonna be. Never ever forget about it. Alright, moving on to the next one. It says what parents need is self-confidence. And here, basically the best advice here from her for mums and dads is to slow down. And it says, tune in to your baby and listen to your own inner voice. And what she mentions after is basically that there are a lot of sources nowadays of like books, videos, I don't know, online, like some sort of lessons and everything, all the way around, like magazines about babies, friends, family, basically people around us. And what she is saying, like everywhere, there will be so many advices and there will be so many things, people or books or whatever sources are gonna tell you. And that makes a huge and massive confusion in new parents, which is absolutely understandable. That's why I actually have chosen to read one book at the very beginning, and so far for me it seems like it makes a perfect sense what it says here. I'm not sure this will work for everyone. There was few other books I was trying to read, I was starting to read, and they didn't went very well for me. And I'm glad my mom found this book for me, because I totally agree that this looks quite interesting, and this looks like you can really use it. The information overload gets you to the frustration point where you actually don't really understand, as well as friends and family members. Everyone is trying to give advices, or everyone is trying to say, oh yeah, like that's coming to the previous chapter as well, like, oh, my baby was doing this and this at this moment, or my baby was doing this and this and at this moment. Or sometimes I personally even hear my friends comparing their own babies, uh, like the second baby or the third baby to the first, for example, and saying like, oh, that one was doing this one, so that means this one is lazy because he's not walking, for example, at this age yet, which I find a little bit ridiculous, and I disagree with these kind of statements when parents do. And because I think each and every baby, that's exactly what it says in this book. That's why I find this book is quite interesting for myself, and I find it because it is pretty much the same way as I would think about it. It just tells a little bit more than I knew. But because I think every baby is an individual, like, and you can't tell that there is a day 365 when the baby is 1 year old. They have to start walking, for example, or when they're 9 months, doesn't matter. No, no. And that's about those norms which was said before, and that's why you shouldn't be really, I think, listening to friends or even your family members, like their experiences. Yes, you have to listen until a certain point, but you shouldn't be listening some sort of facts, what did and at what stage, and how they reacted on something or anything, because you need to learn your own baby, and you need to know what your baby is doing in these kind of moments, and how your baby is reacting in these kind of situations, because we're all different. Families are different, values of the families are different, so you shouldn't be taking everything from everyone and applying it to yourself. You still should stay the same individual, and you should find that individual in your own baby. Yeah, basically, you need to be self-confident that everything what you are doing is right for your baby. Maybe it's not right for somebody else, but it's right for your baby because you know your baby the best. Because you should try to learn your baby. That's what this book is encouraging, actually. And I'm encouraging you as well to learn your baby and to be like very confident after that you are doing the right thing. What makes a good parent? And it says here in one of the infant care books I read, in order to be a good mother, you have to breastfeed. And she's saying, rubbish. I totally agree. Because parenting shouldn't be judged by how you feed or change your child's nappy or how you put your baby to sleep. Besides, we don't become good parents in the first weeks of a baby's life. Good parenting develops over years as your children grow and you get to know them as individuals, which later encourage them to come to you for advice and support. And parenting definitely shouldn't be judged in this kind of way, but unfortunately nowadays a lot of people do that. And to be honest with you, even I sometimes do that because I think, oh, I would do different. But at the same time, yeah, maybe I would do something different, but that's not my baby, and maybe that doesn't suit for that exact baby. And that's why mom or dad are doing what they're doing. So that is amazing to actually understand it and to think that way. Then it says, however, the foundation of good parenting begins when you are respectful of your baby. That was that point. Know your baby as a unique individual, 100%. And talk with, not at your baby. Listen, and when asked, meet your baby's needs. Let your baby know what's coming next by providing a daily dose of dependability, structure, and predictability. And that is the most important from this introduction. The rest, as I said, is just an explanation what is going to be in the next chapters. I'm not going to touch them today, so that's going to be left for tomorrow. Gonna enjoy that tomorrow, and hopefully my husband will enjoy that too, and all the rest of you who watch this video. See you next time. Bye.